the end that it ended up falling through because there was too much ASM gimmick. ASM is assembly code, which is what the game is written in, and as a consequence, different things would conflict between the levels, and it stopped working very well. Someone has apparently rescued it since then. Hooray, thank you, whoever that was. Congratulations on doing on a project what I very couldn't in all of my failures. But ever since then, I have not been really a part of the Talkhouse forums. I still interact with Rakoff from time to time, but I've been a lot less likely to watch his videos as of late because he's played so many rage-inducing games, and I don't like watching people get angry and upset. It's why I won't play certain games, because I don't want to get furious on my stream. Here it goes, they'll click into place. There they go. The games he plays, though, get me so upset watching that I can't watch him. Anyway, that's parts of the game. So you've seen kind of how it all flows and interacts and stuff like that. It's mostly generic Super Mario World, but with different levels. So let's go to somewhere that I haven't done anything with. First I need to go to Overworld Editor, this guy. Again, it's a window you can't see, it just shows the entire overworld map. Sprite editor mode, let's drag Mario somewhere where there's nothing started. Save overworld to ROM. Save overworld to ROM. Two sub 15. Again, I backed up way too far. Why is this not copying? Alright, so there. Now alright, so welcome back, Xander. Okay, let's get past this. I just need to see whether I'm in Star Road. I should use the tilde key more often. Okay, good. So I moved my overworld area to somewhere where there are levels that I did not use. So let's find... Oh, this one was me again. Okay, so I spent a lot of time trying to learn the best way to do EX animation, because EX animation ends up making things look really nice as long as it's done decently. Where's something I can screw around with? Oh, this was one of my favorite levels to make. I really was proud of the overlapping, and I'll show you how that works hopefully here soon, once I'm done acting like a dork and marveling over the things that I should be less proud of, because it ended up being such a big disappointment. The overlapping thing. I don't really know what authority I have to even advise you guys on how to design these things. There are so many people who are so much better than I am at all of this. The main reason I even got back into this because there's stuff for the vanilla level design contest going on that Rakao was playing. And page up, there we go. Did I use up every single one of the main levels that wasn't a castle or a cave with Player 2? It sure looks like it. Huh. Nepal from Plains. It sure does look like it. Okay, well then what I might have to do is overwrite one of my original levels, which doesn't matter because the IPS is out there available online for all of the 0 people who care about it. At least I think so. Unless they deleted it because it was such a waste of space. Let's see if I can find this cookie crisis. I don't really understand what order these are in. I was thinking they might be in alphabetical order, but it doesn't seem like it. Oh hey, it is still on here for what it's worth. Let's see what its disastrously terrible rating is now. A 3.3 out of, is it 10? I think that's what it's rating out of. Oh, it's out of 5. So a barely passing grade. Yeah, if you want to actually screw around with this, it's online. No one really cares. $128 posts. That much time I managed to alienate myself from them too. Huh. Alright, so you can only enter certain levels. Not every entrance will work on the overworld. So let's take a look. Let's go back to this events. I don't want to worry about events. I am done with events for the rest of my life. You can enter anywhere from 0 to 24 and anywhere from 101 to 13B as a level. Anything after those numbers cannot be entered under any circumstance, but Control D, 105. So let's delete this level. And I'll get into actually trying to show you something interesting, I suppose. So what happens is, I'm going to have to open Paint again and show you things. I'll show you. Let's just open all the things. I'm not actually going to ever use the background editor because it's a mess to try and loop things. Oops. Where's the sprite editor? I don't see it. Oh, there it is. That's because I didn't open it. I'm not gonna actually use the overworld editor, so I'm not even gonna show it to you, or the map editor, background editor, because you basically use map 16 and you tile things, and then you gotta make sure that the far left side matches the far right side, or else it won't overlap correctly. Window capture. This is the 8x8 tile editor, which is what's used to make 16x16 tiles. This is 16x16 tile editor. This is where you tell it what block it's supposed to act like, and you also tell it what 8x8 tiles are going to be used to make its graphic. This is the palette editor, which each of these is a palette. One palette has 16 colors. This is transparent. If you override it, you're not going to see that color. It's transparent. It's clear. Over here we have the Add Objects window, which is the adding ground and adding blocks and adding things like that. This is the Overworld editor. It has all the different Overworld panels going down, with the main Overworld, which is the only one that scrolls normally without some sort of ASM adjustments. This is the only one that is going to be more than one screen wide. I did not use this one because it was going to be much more of a mess to deal with, and I was already having enough trouble with events, let alone having things where I'm going to have to deal stuff way off to the side. And this is the Add Sprites window, which will add enemies and things like that. I didn't use any of that in 101. In 201 I used a little bit, because I included the same stuff that I included in the base ROM for A2MT, which A2MT also flopped just like that, because that's what I'm good at, is making disappointments. So I'm not going to actually use all these right now. I'm going to exit the 8x8 tile editor and the 16x16 until I actually am getting into anything. First I got to decide what I'm going to do. The first thing that I usually do is make kind of a couple of marks and figure out what the heck I'm going to have people standing on. You can use the basic stuff under the All Objects option in the Add Objects window. In the Add All Objects window, which comes with some preset things like bush. Oops, I'm still in Add Sprite. Which comes with like pre-made bushes, and they interact weirdly with each other if you overlap them, because it's trying to find overlap tiles that don't necessarily exist. It has all the question blocks, and it'll tell you, if you hover, you probably can't see it, but it says, turn a block with a star 2, which is if you already have a star, it will create another star, otherwise it generates a coin. A 1-up or a vine inside, depending on its X position. It currently has a vine inside. If I move it to the side once, now it has a star 2 inside, for example. It has different blocks that do different things, and it just depends. A lot of the levels you'll see I either include berries in or I use the berry area of the palette to design the levels. Because otherwise it's a lot of wasted space, and I think the berries, even if they're not being used for the berries purposes, is still nice. Standard objects. Wow, it doesn't have any other just ground? Huh. Tile set specific objects, extended object. Well, then I guess I'm just gonna go with basic this. You use a lot of map 16 page 1 because that's where basic ground is. Since I'm doing it this way, I have to tile everything correctly. There are two different background tiles. There's this one, 25, and then there's, where are you? This one, 10F. If you use this one and you set sprites on it, the sprites will slide all weird. It's what the anti-gravity room glitch refers to, because for some reason in the underground, they use this tile setting on the insides of the squares, and sprites don't act normal on it. It's not normally relevant, because normally it's inside of something you're not supposed to be able to reach, but there's one place where you can glitch into it using the ducking spin jump glitch, and you can get inside one of the things in the cave. So people discovered it even before Lunar Magic had all the big fancy stuff. I'm going to get rid of the screens editor because I'm not going to need it for a long time, if I even get that far. So let's say I want to make this level. This is my ground set. I want to make this level ridiculously drab and kind of gray-blued. With maybe a little bit more green on the upper end. Shift, nope, it's control. I don't remember what it is. Is it control? No. Okay. Alt. You Alt left click and then Alt right click. It will create a gradient between two colors for you. However, these upper two colors are greens, and these bottom three colors are going to be whatever what happens if you put blocks where Mario spawns? He will appear inside of them. If it's a block that he can stand inside, no problem, it's fine. Otherwise, it will either push him to the side or crush him, depending on how you have it set up. Let's make this color. Alright, oops. Being sealed shut. Gotta kick your habit, gotta kick it, I have to kick my team, I have to kick out this. It's my kick gets broken, and then the word gets out. Doesn't look great, but let's say that this is the kind of thing you're wanting to do. You want an overlord, yes. You want an overlord with you, and you want that overlord to have these overworld graphics. Grasslands, also known as, but it calls it overworld in this. And you want it to look like that, for whatever reason, even though it's not the best. I would rather do... Let me pick something that actually looks decent. I think it's mostly the greens that are looking weird. Let's try it with some like cherry-ish kind of red. No. That looks too bright. Whoa, whoa, what are friends for? Let's include. Okay, so let's say we're doing this and we want to do an interlacing between this and the underground graphics. Let's see if I can find my preset ones. I don't think I have any of those in this one. I think those are all in 201 that I made that, which I don't have that ROM apparently. H201. What's this? Alright, so let's save this. Save level to ROM as 105, correct. Let's open 201. Supposedly this is really 201. That is not the right one. H201. Here's a folder I have called Christ's Sake. I must have been getting a little annoyed. H201, what are you? Well, this one has everything already in it, at least. Yeah. But I'm not seeing my level that I worked on. Which means it's not the last one. So file, open ROM. It's been so long, are you? These are from 2010. I'm old. Okay, so this was my pilot concept of my level. It's apparently 05. So now I know that. Let's open ROM. What is the newest one I have? Alright, so this is the completed one. So, you don't get to just do this normally. This took some work. These are custom things that I made based on different pieces. And this, which is normally a background, is a whole bunch of foreground tiles I dedicated just to doing this. This is not originally in the game. This is the normal vine. This is the normal vine overlapping with this. All these are custom tiles. So that's what I like doing, is that. As you can see, the palette actually looks decent in this because I spent more than 4 seconds trying to figure out what to do for the palette on this. It's still not the best palette of all time, but at least it's okay. Whereas the one that I was showing you there is not spectacular. That's what I was doing wrong, is its colors 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Colors 5 and 7 are the ones that are the greens. I also tend to try and make my blacks slightly not black and my whites slightly not white, so that way things look a little bit more immersive. Because guess what? Bright, solid whites just don't look super awesome. So like, see if I do this, you'll see the Spiney's shell here is going to turn blue. Why didn't it turn blue? Let's try that again. Yeah, see, it'll turn blue. That's what I like to do, is make everything kind of look like it goes together. Things that I included in this are the same as the base ROM for A2MT back when I was in charge of it. I included a whole bunch of different basic enemies just in case someone wanted to use them, so that people wouldn't have to go and re-include them all every single time, save us some space. So it has the basic Super Mario Bros. 3 type Hammer Bro, Boomerang Bro, Boomerang, Bomb Bro, the Bomb for the Bomb Bro, the Fire Bro and the Fireball for the Fire Bro, the Ice Bro and the Ice Ball for that, Sledge Bro, Bullet Bro, Invincible Bro, and Deadweight Bro, and the weight that goes with it, as well as the Molotov Bro, Magic Bro, and Shell Bro. Because it seemed like people really liked it. Thank you. It seemed like a lot of people were pretty into using stuff like the bros and stuff like that on the hacks that I was looking at the time. Here's also, I have Birdo and the egg that they would shoot, Parabeetles, Missile Bills, Fire Chomp, Chain Chomp, and the Venus Fire Throwers and Venus Fire Traps, and the miniature thwomps and different types of thwomps people need. Because that seemed to be stuff that people were using a lot, as well as this thing that's called Inverted Potocat. It's called that because in the game that we were using, the Photobos had cat graphics, and it's inverted because it goes from the ceiling down and goes back up, and you still have to use buoyancy because it has to dive into a liquid. They are all kind of just pretty common graphics, or pretty common sprites that are used in a lot of hacks. So I just included all of them from the start, so that way we'd be able to have them for 201, which never ended up going anywhere, and A2MT back before it got way out of control. I'm happy with a lot of things that happened with A2MT. I was really proud of the levels that I got to work on. I was proud of some of the levels that I gave advice to, and some of the other ones that people just included. But it went way off the rails, and this is kind of, I ranted at Rauka a couple times about this, is he kept demanding gimmicks and this high level of challenge from the game. And then when he started playing the game, he raged at it several times because it ended up being a lot of interface screws and like Kaizo-ish kind of crap instead of what we were doing, which was more kind of aesthetic based and letting people do what they wanted with their levels. We had to keep putting these tighter and tighter constraints on the way it worked, and it buckled. And then we also ended up having so much ASM that it caused conflicts from level to level. But this level, which ended up being included in A2MT as Stroll Under the Stars, because I realized that Hacks 201 was going to go nowhere when the people I was working with mostly got bored the idea almost immediately. So, but one of the things that you do, one of the places I typically start is the palette, because to me the palette will kind of dictate what kind of mood I'm going to include in the level. Here you can see one of the places where I added the backgrounds. You don't really have a starry background with the forest pattern, so I ended up going through and adding stars from the underground cave, which are also used down here, as part of the background with different palettes to make it kind of look, you know, like different stars in the sky. So let's say we wanted this to be daylight instead. I'm not going to change the background and get rid of the stars. I'm just going to show how you would make it daylight. So daylight has a very different color scheme. First, you got to start with the darkest one is going to probably be... Oh, well, that's the wrong palette, first off. Is this one? I got to find which palette it is real quick. So something's going to look really weird all of a sudden. It's not that one. Around the edges. Okay, so this is the correct palette. So what we need to do then, this must be the sky. Am I right? No, I am wrong again. This one? Nope. Where is the... Oh, that's right, because the background area is its own. So, background area has its own special color just for it. So, pretend the stars aren't there. I'm not going to screw with the stars, except that I'll probably end up making them recolored to look like daytime sparkling stars. So, if you have that, then your highlight on the cloud or the trees is going to be brighter, obviously. And as a consequence, everything else is going to be brighter. With brighter, you're probably also going to have more color visibility. So you're going to have more vibrant saturation in it than you would with that. Whoa! Okay, that's a little too bright. Let's try that again. Okay, so there. So now you have... I still don't like those last two colors. If you control left click and then right click with no control, it will transfer a color over. So let's do that, and let's make the back trees slightly yellower. So yellow. And then if you hold Alt and right click, it'll transfer the color from one to the other. What do I want it to be? Hello, promoter. There we go. So there. So you'll have like that. And then, let's see. The twinkling stars is probably this. Let's make this just like pink randomly. Okay, so yeah. So the twinkling stars now are gonna be this color, only lighter. And the darkest colors are gonna be this color. And there, now I got those stars. And you can't see what I'm doing with the palettes exactly, but you're transferring colors from one spot to another is what I'm mostly doing right now. I don't know what the other palette I use. It must be these three colors right here. So let's make this color, but then make it pink and make it lighter. Make this color here, and then make this way. Okay, that's not quite as pretty as I would like, but it'll do for what I'm doing here. But yeah, so you're going to have now a different type of brightness up here, and it's going to carry down onto everything, because now look how dark everything looks. I mean, it still kind of looks decent just because of the fact that the darker colors of the trees kind of makes it fade. If you had just like solid light blue down here, though, this would look really dark. So what you'll do is, oh god, I wish I could demonstrate the palette screen. This is irritating. I don't need water-based feature yet, but I'm gonna leave it there. Why is display not working is what I don't like. Display capture. I really wish, because it's not very useful for me to just be tinkering around with this and you can't see it. What can I do about that? Display capture. Let's see if I can read up on what I need to do again. OBS, well, I'll probably select the Intel chip. Another's time. OBS capture probably select an chip in the video settings of OBS. That doesn't have the information I'm looking for, though. There's time. Is it the renderer that I need? I'm gonna disconnect for just a second, see if I can figure this out.